Hey, it is day 2. Are you ready? Are you ready to continue on this journey? I really hope you are, and I hope you did your homework because all the homeworks, they matter. See, listening to words without taking any notes or actions, I've made it a habit to leave the site of inspiration. Never leave the site of inspiration without an action. Or in other words, every time I'm inspired to take some sort of action, whatever that is, whether it's even writing a note down to myself, if it's, I don't know, making a commitment, whatever it is, just to actually move myself forward based off of that inspiration I got, because success leaves clues. And when we listen to those clues, we find our way. Now, success doesn't always mean money. I just want to clarify that. Success means whatever you identify with as being successful. It could mean being a doctor, it could mean being a lawyer, it could mean having a lot of money, it could mean having a lot of kids, whatever that means for you. Now today, let's find out what that means for you. And let's find out why, more than anything, why you want that. Let's turn it into such a big why that even after it's hard and that feeling leaves, your why is so strong that you have no choice. Or at least the choice is really easy. You know, it's important because when you give a child chocolate or avocado, and most children, we know exactly what they're going to choose, right? What if we turned your dream into chocolate for you? So it was a no-brainer. Wouldn't life be easier? So in order to do this, let's break this down real quick. Yesterday, for those of you who did the homework, or for those of you who really listen, we identified our success cycle. We identified if we're going up or we're going down, where we're going. And I want to tell you something. There's no in between. Either you're going up or you're going down. For a very long time, I convinced myself and others that that wasn't true. And in hindsight, it was always true. Any time that I wasn't consciously going up, I was going down in some area of my life. Yeah, many times. And I want to bring it to your attention like this, even if it's uncomfortable, even if there's resistance, because if you're not going up now, if you're not working on yourself in some area consciously, daily, every single day, consistently, you're going down. Now, good news, because if you're watching this, you're on the way up. And you're doing this consistently and you're doing your homework, you're going up. You got nothing to worry about. But you do want to look at it and see which areas of your life are you falling down. And is there any way to make them all go up? Today we're going to figure that out. So let's start right now with the location you're at right now. We need to have that very clear so we can plug it into the GPS. So where are you right now? Where are you, number one, and write this down, in your health. Number 2, financially. Number 3, with relationships. Number 4, with your business. I always get confused with that, but they're two different things. Your business or your career, not just your finances. And number 5 is any other area that is important for you. So relationships means, your family, your friends, your lover, your partner, and that, your business means, unlike your finances and how much money is coming into your account, your business means, your career, your dreams for yourself, career-wise. And we want to go through this nice and slow and really see where we're at. And let me sample this. Oh, I wasn't planning to do this, but I'm going to do this since you deserve it. All right. So, where am I right now with my health? From all of them, this would probably be a sorry answer. From 1 to 10, I like to do that, and you can do that as well. From 1 to 10 right now, my health, I would say, is a 5 at best. Um, I've been having trouble working out as much as I want to, doing the yogas that I like to, or meditating as much as I want to. Um, I was doing really, really well, and then my mom came to town, and that threw me very far off. Um, but that was a half a year ago, and it's hard to see myself in this place right now, knowing that just a half a year before that, I was doing all these routines that I loved and that I still love and want in place, but right now I don't feel like I can do. So yeah, right now my starting point is at a 5 in my health, which really sucks, but is reality. Next, in my finances, okay, that is not the worst it's ever been, but I wouldn't give it a 10. I'd give it probably like a 7. Um, all right, so then it's not the worst it's ever been. It's actually pretty good based off of my history, as I had said in the past. My money mindset drove me nuts, which is something we're going to talk about later on also. So you know how I went from being literally at a 3 all the time. Anytime I would do this, which I didn't do, but if I would have in the past, I would always be at a 3. But how did I go from a 3 to a 7, and how will I eventually go from a 7 to a 10? But yeah, as I said in the past, there were times where my money mindset was so crazy that even if I made good money, I within a few days was gone. And I didn't know how, but I just never had money. Um, and now I've learned a different norm of being comfortable with with actually having money and not telling the universe to take it from me, which we'll talk about later. So that's where I'm up to in my finances and my relationships. I'm actually doing the best I've ever done. I would give it like a high 8 or even a 9 plus. Really good, really learning how to communicate properly, learning what I'm reflecting, when I'm projecting. Um, that's the highest it's ever been. And honestly, not even a dream of mine because I didn't think it was possible. It was way out of reach. I'm really proud of that. It does hurt because with family, it's not as good as I would want it to be. It's hard for me that they will not accept my reality and my truth, even though that means nothing about them. I mean, it does mean about them, but it obviously, I'm not angry or blaming. I just want acceptance of it. Um, but but I know that'll change, and that's that 1% that's not in place. Or if I would make an 8, the 2% that's not in place. It's just the family part. Okay. Whew. All right. And then career wise, I mean, I think it's the best I've ever been because I have a vision. I have a vision of helping so many of you and just getting my voice out there. So someone else just like me, someone that really wants a good life, is able to do it without the pain that I had to go through for years. Once my parents left to Israel, I went through so much pain. And I will talk more in detail, I'm sure, in other videos about it so you understand. But it was so painful. And there were days I didn't think I was going to make it out alive. And I want no one to have to feel that feeling. I want you to have the option to do it a different way. An option I didn't know I had. And I don't know if I had. But I want to give it to you. So, that's how real we go. And I can't believe I just did this with you, but I really want you to have this experience. So, just kind of feel a little naked now. But, okay. Now, the point isn't to stop here. The point is actually the next part, which is going to be the part of seeing where do I want to be in a year from now? If I really showed up, if I start to do what it takes, I don't even know how, but if I showed up every single day, for a year, where do I want to land? Because my GPS will start taking me there. My brain will create the route. So in all these areas, and I'm not going to say them this time, but I want you to write it down and do it. In a year from now, where would I land in my health, in my relationships, in my financials, my business, and any other area of my life that I think is important to mention? Write those down, and let's create a starting point and a location and end point, an outcome that you want, a sort of lifestyle that you want. And I would say, rather than dwelling on where we are right now is important to do honestly and go to it, but I wouldn't dwell there. I would dwell a little bit more in where I want to go. And the last piece, I wanted to really talk about which we'll do next time, about the why, your 7 levels deep. Really go deep into why. We'll do that tomorrow, but right now, let's create just the start point, the end point, and I want just a few things of how you think you can bridge the gap. What are the tools you have? For example, one would be me, these videos. That would be one great tool you have. And then there's many others that you can use. For me, it would be, let's say, working out, meditation, all these stuff that I love. They can help me bridge that gap for my health, for my all of those stuff. I can create these little bridges. Now, I'm here to create the biggest bridge I can possibly create for you, but it's important you see what your bridge is, because there may be some stuff that you can start giving to yourself right away. And they're easy, and they might even be fun and enjoyable. So what are your bridges? And we'll be back tomorrow. Have your homework done, because tomorrow we're gonna hit those heartstrings and really understand why. It took a lot for me to get my why, but once I did, life changed completely. And I can't wait to share it with you. All right, see you soon.